Good. Good, thank you. I am a Texas Rangers fan. I got season tickets, but I gave my tickets away tonight to somebody who thinks that she's going to get Robinson Cano, who's in two places for the Mariners, to marry her. So she went to the game in hopes of getting the proposal. So she's happy out here, and I'm happy out here. And I'm thankful to my good friend Corey for having me here. Let me ask this question. How many of you in here think that you have a bad memory? Who thinks you got a bad memory? Oh my gosh. All right, I got to work that out for you, don't I? You do not have a bad memory. Your memory is a million times better than you think it is. You might have an untrained memory, but it's not bad. 23 years ago, I was going to the University of North Texas. Let me finish. I was kind of going to the University of North Texas. I was signed up. After 2 semesters, I had a 0.9 GPA. Got kicked out of college. Yeah, thank you for the support. Yeah, I need to run for office. I don't know. I'm going to let y'all good people do that, and I'll just support you. But what I was saying, 23 years ago, I thought I had a bad memory. I mean, I was getting kicked out of college, not because I didn't have a memory class, I wasn't going to class, but obviously academic stuff just wasn't my thing. Fast forward, 23 years later, I learned a very simple memory system. And I learned it in 1991, right about the time I was getting kicked out of college. I learned this system, and then I started perfecting it. And then I perfected it so good that in 2009 they crowned me the USA Memory Champion, top nerd in the country, all right? In 2010, I won the USA Memory Championship again. And I set the record, I held the record for the fastest to ever memorize a deck of cards. I did it in 1 minute and 27 seconds. Thank you. The record's been broken. A freak of nature came along. But I know that whether if you're in politics, remembering names and faces is crucial, isn't it? I mean, it really is. I mean, it's a deal maker or a deal breaker. I walked around this room as y'all were getting your dinner, and I think I've introduced myself to a lot of you, read your name tags. I don't know how many of you I got. Is it Johnny? Is that right? Johnny, I don't know if I'm going to get 100% correct here, but I do know I'm going to do really, really, really good. So this is what I would like everybody to do. Stand up, please, and put your hands over your name tags. And for this, I'm going to put the microphone down because I'm going to walk around. I'm going to put the microphone down for this. I'll just talk loud, and when I'm done with this, I'll put the microphone back up. Okay. So Ed, you can sit down. Candy, you can sit down. Dion, you can sit down. Julie, thanks for having me here. You can sit down. Zoe, beautiful song. You can sit down. Selena, you can sit down. And Joel, right here, you can sit down. I believe this is Fred. You can sit down. You have Jeannie right here. You are Chris, and this is Corey. You are Mike. And this is Linda right here. You are Larry. This is Kathy right here. You are Jan. That is Atticus. Next to him is Anne Maria. And let me come back to you. And Bill. And you are Richard right here. And this is Eddie. And you are Sheila. And this is Janet right here. You are Brian. Thanks for the help earlier. And this is Johnny. And you are Eric right there. This is Eileen. I believe you are Ray. This is Jonathan right here. You are Roger. This is Tom. This is Joyce right here. You are Jolynn. This is James. You are Sheridan. This is Joe. You are Betty, I believe. This is Jean Ann. And you are Brian. And this is Kelly. And you are Donna. And this is Kurt. You are Tracy. It's good to see you again. This is David. Shoshana. And this is Barbara right here. You are Molly. And this is Diane, I believe. Kat and Sharon. So Mark right here. Sherry. You are Billy. And then over here is Anna Maria and Todd, and this is Randy right here. Chris, you can have a seat, and this is Ray right here. You are Hope, you can have a seat. I believe you are Frank, and this is Wayne right here. You are Eileen, this is Aaron. Aaron's my Facebook friend. If I've never met him in person, but now we're real friends, right? So you can be my Facebook friend too. And Sharon, you can go ahead and have a seat. Danette, you can have a seat. Mark, you can have a seat. John, you can have a seat. I believe this is Anna right here, and I think you are Doyle, and I believe you are Darrell, is that right? And then this is Sal right here, you are David, and this is Beth, and you are, what's the deal? She's done everything she can to mess me up, but you can't because I'm the best. Laura, sit down. Mike, sit down. Ben, sit down. Connie, sit down. You are Kathy, sit down. This is Tim, you can sit down. This is Michelle, you can sit down. Right here, you are Tim, you can sit. This is John. And then, this is Bill right here. I believe you are Zach. Mike, Mike's already sitting, but he deserves sitting with the good meal. This is Dustin right here. You are Deborah. And this is Megan, I believe. And then you are Helen. And this gentleman right here is Gordon. Susan, you can sit down. Bob, you can go ahead and have a seat. I read your name tag and it said Eileen. Did I read it wrong?
No. My name's not Eileen.
Are you sure? Okay. It's Betty over there, though, right? Yes. Okay. So Betty, and this is Charles right here, and then this is LaDonna, and you are, is it John?
You're lucky.
Okay, I'm lucky. I don't know why I'm lucky. All right, so I obviously misread your name tag. In your name, there is an Anna in it, correct?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Anna.
That's right.
That's right. Okay. All right. So we're down to two, and this is Donna right here. And you know what happened with you, don't you? I was so stunned by your beauty, and I misread your name tag. I thought it said Eileen. What did it say?
It's Kathy.
Kathy. Where did I get that? All right. Everybody. Now, I am not running for political office, nor will I ever, because I'm going to let you people do that. That job's too hard for me, all right? I am not going to ever you will never see my name on a ballot unless it's a different Ron White. However, if I was running for office, and I could walk into a room, and within 15 minutes, 20 minutes, be on a first-name basis with 85 people. What's the maximum I've ever done is 300 people, and I did that in about an hour. And what's the importance of that? Joe, what's your favorite topic? Me, it's Texas Rangers baseball. What about you? Is it money? Is it sports? Is it a hobby? What's your barbecue? Now, cooking it or eating it or both? Both. All right, very good. Kirk, what's your favorite topic?
Hunting.
Hunting. Where do you like to go hunting?
Deer hunting.
Deer hunting. All right. Okay, very cool. Mark, what about you? What's your favorite topic?
Firearms.
Firearms. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I got 2 AR-15s myself. You have a favorite weapon? AK-47? All right, I went up against a few of those in 2007. I lived in a high-crime neighborhood. It's a lot of AK-47s. But I was in government housing, right? So, it's called Cacao. Donna, what's your favorite subject?
Probably my favorite.
Your faith. All right, very good. Well, obviously very important. Kelly, what's your favorite topic?
I don't really have a favorite, but I do like politics.
Politics, all right, you're in the right spot. Tracy, what's your favorite topic?
I like to go out and have fun with friends.
All right.
Entertainment.
Entertainment, I like that fun too, all right. There was a book, it was written in 1936. It's one of the best-selling books ever written. The author of the book was a guy named Dale Carnegie. What was Dale Carnegie's best-selling book? Just say it if you know it. What was it? How to Win Friends and Influence People. How many of you in here you've heard of that book? Awesome. My last speech, nobody raised their hand. I was like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. 2 important facts come out of that book. Whether you're in business, or whether you're in politics, or whether you're in both, or whether you're a student, it can help you to know these 2 facts. Dale Carnegie said everybody's favorite subject, everybody that you want to vote for you, everybody that you want to buy something from you, their favorite subject is what? That's right, themselves. My ex-girlfriend used to tell me the reason that her and I got along so well is we were both in love with the same man. According to Dale Carnegie, my favorite subject is myself, right? If you don't believe me, talk to me when I'm done and I'll prove it to you. Second fact that comes out of that book is the sweetest sound to a person's ear is the sound of what? Their own name. Now be honest with me, knowing that, how many times has this happened to you? You're introduced to somebody, I say, hi, my name is Ron. Oh, he's sick, he can't shake hands. Ed, it's good to meet you. The handshake breaks. 2 seconds later, what happens? They forget their name. Has that happened to anybody in here before? Yeah, someone see 2 hands up on there, right? And when that happens, the most honest thing you could say at that moment, and Brian, most of us aren't dishonest, but the most honest thing you could say is, hey, you know, a few minutes ago when we were introduced, I wasn't even listening to you. That's the most honest thing you can say. Most of us are a little bit sneaky. We try to figure it out. We're like, oh, hey, man, it's so good to see you again. How have you been? Hey, I want to introduce you to somebody. This is James. James? Right? And that trick sometimes works. Or another trick is we'll say, hey, you know what? I just want to make sure I spell your name the right way.
Yeah.
And what do they say?
J-I-N.
J-I-N, there you go. Or B-O-B, right? Yeah. I didn't know if it had 3 B's or 2, that's why I was asking. Right? Now, my name's Ron White. Both of those are pretty easy to spell. And by the way, for all y'all who heard Ron White was going to be the speaker, and you came here tonight expecting tater salad, I apologize. But a few years ago, I was on a phone call with a woman. Obviously, I have a very simple name to spell. She tried to use the trick that she was confused by the spelling of my name. And she said, sir, I just want to make sure I get this spelled right. Will you spell your first and your last name for me? I knew she'd forgotten my name. You can't forget how to spell Ron White. And I said, ma'am, don't worry about the spelling. It's spelled exactly. That's right. I thought it was funny too. She didn't think it was so funny. There was a pause on the other end of the line and she said, well, would you mind sounding it out for me?
That was good.
Now here's the point. Whether it's a social situation, you're just at a friend's house, or you're hoping to win votes, or you're hoping to win business, or whatever. Dale Carnegie says that person's favorite subject is themselves. The sweetest sound of their ears is the sound of their own name. And Zig Ziglar used to put it this way. People don't care how much you know. They don't care how much you know about all the stuff on the ballot, right? People don't care how much you know until they first know how much you care. Earlier I walked by and I met Crystal and I met Nick and I met Luke and I met Anthony and I met Matthew, and then I walked back by about 15 minutes later and I said, Nick, how are you doing? And Crystal said, he remembered your name, Nick. That is so nice. And it is nice, all right? But that's the message that's conveyed whether you're a memory guy or a politician or a businessman, right? Now, how did I do it? I want to give you some tips on how I do this. But before I do this, I want to show you something. In 2009, I set a record for the most numbers ever memorized in 5 minutes at the USA Memory Championship. And yes, there is something called the USA Memory Championship. And it's just as cool as it sounds. I compete against 50 guys who play Dungeons and Dragons, live in their mother's basement, and they have invisible girlfriends. And in 2009, I wanted to be king of this group. So I started training like a madman. In the process of training for the memory championship, I lose 20 pounds. People are like, dude, are you training for a memory tournament or a marathon? I'm like, it's a memory tournament, but the better I treat my body, the better my brain works. I lost 20 pounds, I became king of the nerds in 2009. The next year training for that tournament, I lost another 20 pounds. The next year, the next tournament, people are like, dude, that's awesome, 40 pounds in a year. It's really not. It was the same 20 pounds. I had a few drinks for 6 months every night and gained it back. But the better fit your body is, the better fit your brain is. 2009, that day that I set the USA Memory Championship, I memorized a 167-digit number in 5 minutes. They put a piece of paper on a table, they turned it over, I looked at it, they took it away, I repeated the 167-digit number, and it was a USA record. That record has been broken by a freak of nature, same one who owns my card record, but let's have some fun with it. If you have a pen or anything to write with, or a cell phone that has a notepad on it, track this number. If you don't worry about it, just memorize it with me. It's only going to be 50 digits. It should be very easy. So get your cell phones and your pens ready. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to start with Larry, and Larry, I want you to give me a 2-digit number. Any number that falls between 10 and 99, you're going to say it out loud, and everybody's going to write it down.
62.
62. So everybody put that in your cell phone or on a piece of paper. 62 is the first 2 digits. You can write these out horizontally or vertically. It doesn't matter. Kirk, a 2-digit number.
38.
38. 38, okay. Danette, a 2-digit number.
35.
35, okay. Mark, right next to her, a 2-digit number.
17.
17, okay. Shoshana, a 2-digit number. 77, okay. How about Kathy, that I've seen the second time I've seen you? How about a 2-digit number?
83.
83, 83, all right. Donna, right here, a 2-digit number.
54.
54, 54, all right. 54. That was after 83. Ed, a 2-digit number?
13.
13, 1-3. Okay. Is Sheridan, I'm pronouncing that right? A 2-digit number? 19, okay. Sharon.
22.
Okay, all right. 22, 2-2. Somebody asked Ronald Reagan how his meeting with Desmond Tutu went, and he said, so-so. 22, 22, okay, never mind. Tom, how about a 2-digit number?
97.
97, how about 97? Corey, a 2-digit number?
49.
49, okay. Joe, a 2-digit number? 36. Y'all are doing very good, by the way. I asked somebody to do this recently in a group and asked them for a 2-digit number, and somebody said 7. It was in Dallas, you know what I'm saying? So, 36 was the last one, right? How about John back here, a 2-digit number?
02.
02, all right. This is how we weed out the troublemakers, John. All right. Eric right here, a 2-digit number?
11.
11, okay. Barbara, how about a 2-digit number? 39, 39. I forgot to ask. Well, I didn't forget to ask. I'm the memory guy. I failed to ask. Is everybody memorizing this as we go? Yeah, I got it. Mike right here, a 2-digit number?
Write it down.
16, okay. All right, okay. How about, Zoe, how about a 2-digit number? Number between 10 and 99. 99, very good. All right, she put a lot of thought into that. She's a good singer, too. Betty, a 2-digit number? I did. 75, okay. Bob right here, a 2-digit number? 16, 16, that's on there twice. It's the 17th pair, and now it's the 20th pair, but we can certainly have it twice. Jan, a 2-digit number? 50, 50, we're almost there, Jan, and I'm saying that more from my peace of mind than yours. Okay, we're almost there. Dion, a 2-digit number?
26.
26, 26, okay. How about Luann, a 2-digit number? Jolynn, I'm sorry. This Luann was a fake name given back here, I apologize, by Laura, or Carol. She gave me 4 different names, okay? Okay, so let me get back on track here. We were at 26 was the last one, so Jolynn, a 2-digit number.
00.
00, okay. How about Ray over here, a 2-digit number?
44.
44, okay. And Chris, a 2-digit number, you'll be the last one we're going to do.
41.
41, okay. So if I've done the math properly here, as y'all were writing these down, you should have written down 25 sets of 2, or you should have written down a 50-digit number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you about 10 seconds, and what I would like for you to do in this next 10 seconds is I want you to look over this string of numbers, and I want you to memorize this string of numbers. Forwards, and it should be very easy. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. It should be pretty easy, right? So in the next 10 seconds, see how many of those that you can memorize. All right, time's up. Let me ask you this question. If I asked you right now to turn over your papers and say those 50 digits forwards and then say those 50 digits backwards without looking at them, if I asked you to do that, how many of you in here would agree with me that it might be a challenge for you to do that? I keep this in mind. It should be easier for you than me, right? Tom, you've had a chance to see the numbers. The eye is the strongest part of the memory. How many times have you, if you don't believe me, think of this. How many times have you said to somebody, I am so good with faces, I never forget a face, I just can't think of your name. Big deal. My dog remembers your face, all right? He has never once gotten a name right. I mean, he's like the worst with names. But he remembers your face. A dog will remember your face. Your eye remembers what it sees. I didn't get a chance to see these numbers. I didn't get a chance to write them down. I didn't get a chance to review them. I used the weakest part of the memory. It's the ear. But whether you're in politics or business or just go in school, the weakest part of the memory, the best business people are the best what? There you go. I'm stuck on a set of numbers. I'm going to be honest with you. There's a pair of numbers, and I'm struggling to figure out which one it is. It's in between 22 and 49. So we'll, yes, okay, I'm no longer struggling. All right, let's see how I did with this list of numbers. That list of numbers should be 623-835-1777-8354-1319, and then 2297-493-60211-391-6997516 5026004441. Is that right?
You were flashing at the numbers with that.
Now, if that's the number forwards, now I'm going to say the number backwards. No, I'm just kidding. If I could do that, I'd be on that show on the National Geographic Channel called Brain Games. And I am. That number backwards is 144400620656157996193145384533877, and then 71538326. Is that right? Can I have one? There's a stack of papers there. Can I have one? Can I have one stack of? Can you hand me that box and that book? That'll be better. That box and that book. How many of you in here want to learn how to do what I just did? All right, I'll teach it. But I got to do it quick because there's a Ranger game. No. No, I got to do it quick because y'all got a time schedule, and I always respect my group's time. And there's a Ranger game. There are 5 keys that you need to know to memorize anything. These are the 5. I got these 5 steps as an 18-year-old kid 23 years ago. I'll let everybody do the math and figure it out. 18 years ago, 23 years ago as an 18-year-old kid, this guy gives me these 5 key steps. In the last 23 years, I've used these steps to do some fun things like memorize a deck of cards, set the record for the fastest of that. But I've done it to do some important things too, like remembering names and faces, right? Remembering chapters of books, giving speeches without notes. Wouldn't it be great if we had a president who didn't read a teleprompter to tell you what's on his mind? Right? It's the first time I've ever given a speech and I've been able to say that. But to take whatever it is that you want to talk about, and you can use these 5 steps. The 5 steps are this: focus, file, picture, glue, review. I'll say them again. Focus, file, picture, glue, review. I'll say them again. Focus, file, picture, glue, review. Now you say them with me. What are the 5 ingredients to memorizing anything? They are focus, file, picture, glue, review. Number 1, focus. And I already touched on it. Good nutrition and exercise is going to help your focus. Some of you said you saw me on the Dr. Oz show. When I was on Dr. Oz, I memorized a studio audience. After I did that, he gave some foods that he said were good for your memory. And some of the foods that Dr. Oz said was drinking plenty of water, number 1. He said a dehydrated brain is going to be a brain that can't focus. He said spinach is good, blueberries are good, walnuts are good, pumpkin seeds he said were good, apples he said were good. And just maintaining a healthy diet all helps. Omega-3 fish oil pills. Fish is good. I'm allergic to fish, so I have to do the pills. Those are all things that help your focus. 9 times out of 10, when you meet somebody and you don't remember their name 2 seconds later, it's not because you have a bad memory. It's a focus problem. You're not listening. You're walking towards them and you're thinking, oh, are they going to vote for me? What issues are important to them? Do they like me? Do I still have that stain right here on my shirt from Burger King? I need to return that email. I need to go to the bank. Hey, my name's Ron. And you're not even listening. That is 90% of the reason you don't remember names. I'm going to give you this one tip. If you do this one tip from now on, it's the only thing you remember from my talk, I promise you, you'll triple your retention for names. You have to focus your brain. You know when you wake up, you take NyQuil at night, and the next morning you wake up, you can't focus? We all know what NyQuil is. That fog, right? We all know what NyQuil is, right? It's a nighttime sniffing, sneezing, aching, stuffy head fever. Why did I wake up naked in the bathtub medicine? That NyQuil, whether you have taken NyQuil or not, sometimes you still have a cloudy head, right? You got to focus your brain. How do you focus your brain? You do it by when you're walking towards somebody. You walk into a meeting, it's a brand new person that you met. As you're walking towards them, you ask yourself this question. What is their name? 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 Do not say that out loud. What's the first step to improving your memory? Focus. Number 2, what's the second step? File. Let me give you a picture of how most of your brains are working right now, and it's certainly how my brain was working before memory training. You meet somebody. They say their name is Aaron. Aaron's my Facebook friend, though. Y'all should be my Facebook friends too. Facebook friend, or Facebook.com/Ron White. But I meet Aaron, the name goes in the ear, and boom, it goes on the floor of my memory. Then I meet Joe, that name goes in my ear, goes on the floor of my memory. And this is how it was before memory training. It's probably how your brain's working right now. You meet Dion, information goes in your ear, the floor of your memory. Julie, in your ear, the floor of your memory. You meet Zoe, the next American Idol star, in your ear, the floor of your memory. You meet Fred, in your ear, the floor of your memory. A new bank account number, a political speech that you want to give. You meet Steve, and you meet Tom, and you meet Matt, and you meet Brian, and you meet Karen, and you meet Wendy, and then 6 weeks later you're at the grocery store, and somebody says, Sal, how you doing, man? Hey, it's so good to see you. And Sal, those gerbils that run around in your brain, they panic, and they go, oh my God. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. Oh, God. That's not it. Hey, I'm doing great. How are you doing? How's work? Trying to figure out where they work so you can figure out the name, right? No, that's not it. No. 2 hours later, you're driving home, and what happens? Yeah, your mind goes, ha, look what I found. Was the name up there the entire time?
Yeah.
Yes, that's not the problem. The problem is that this is what it looks like on the floor of your brain. You walk into this meeting, and you meet all these people. You got a bank account number, an ATM code. Your kids are studying for school. You got all these errands to run, and you're like, why can't I remember it? The difference, when you can get out of breath, throwing papers around for 10 seconds. Start training for another nerd tournament, okay? Man. So the difference is, why can't this, so how do you take your brain from this to what I did with the 50-digit number, or what I did in the names? How did I go from this to this, and how can you? The answer is files. I have files. I've got 2,300 files in my brain. A file is simply a place in my head that I have memorized. And guess what, Sal? You already have places memorized too. Sal, imagine this. I'm standing at the front door of your house. The door opens. I'm standing in your front door now. What do I see directly in front of me? A wall, a couch? What is right in front of me?
Couch.
Couch. And I'm not casing your house for robbery. But right next to the couch this way?
Recliner.
Recliner, and I can keep going around this way?
Heading towards the dining room.
Okay, so now I'm in the dining room, standing in that doorway. What do I see?
Kitchen.
Kitchen, and right immediately to my left?
Hallway.
Hallway. Every single one of us can do that. We've all already memorized our homes. The difference is I have numbered locations in my home, and these locations become files. Where did this system come from? About 2,500 years ago, as the story goes, and I don't know if this story is true or not, but it's on the internet. So it's probably true. Okay. But the story that I read on the internet, the way I read it, was in 477 BC, there's a guy named Simonides. The roof collapses and kills everybody in this building but him. He's the only one who survives. The people were crushed so bad they couldn't recognize him. They said, Simonides, can you identify the bodies? He said, well, I think Sheridan was sitting there, Betty was sitting there, Brian was sitting there, Kirk was sitting there, Donna was sitting there. He remembered them based on where they were sitting, which is not how I remembered you guys. I remembered you guys mainly when you went through the lunch line. You could have sat anywhere, and you could have changed chairs, and Laura has proved that. Okay? And I can still remember your name. But that's the origins of this system. So in order to start at the very beginning of this system, how could you do that? And how could you start practicing it from this day forward? This is what you do. You go back to your house tonight and number 5 pieces of furniture in each one of your rooms. Let's do it together right here. Everybody say number 1 is the table. What's 1? Table. 2 is the kitchen. What's 2? Kitchen. 3 is the food. What's 3? Food. Number 4 is the exit sign. What's 4? 5 is the wall. What's 5? Wall. So number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6, we're going to make it the doors over here. So what's 6? There's a plant right here. You probably can't see it, but trust me, it's there. 7 is plant, so what's 7? Number 8 will be the flag, so what's 8?
8 is flag.
9 will be the mantle, so what's 9? The 10 is the fireplace, what's 10? This is what I've done in my house and what Simon Eads did 2,500 years ago. Let's say them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What's the third ingredient you need to memorize something? Picture. Whatever you want to remember, it has to be a picture. For me, every one of your names is a picture. Steve is a stove. Lisa is the Mona Lisa. Karen is a carrot.